He actually has a web shooting feature.
Shoot your eye out, kid.
Yeah, okay, I think I'm ready for whenever we go ahead with it.
Okay. Oh, we'll do that. Oh, bum.
So go ahead and start voicing this going forward.
Acapella.
Yeah. I'll aka your Pella.
Oh, there's a Hayatoy's Scylla figure from the Godzilla franchise, the Lionsgate.
I'm not really
that go up for pre-order?
I'm not really a MonsterVerse guy, so I don't care.
Fuck you.
Oh,
Strong positions here in the zone.
there's strong political statements.
You ain't down with this crab squid.
Oh wait, it's no, it is.
Did
I
you
thought
go
this
and
was
get
from
your
Skull
nails?
Oh my
Island.
fucking god.
Look, the only MonsterVerse film I care about is Skull Island. So
I posted a different photo of my haul from today, and Instagram removed it again.
Weird.
this
They
is
don't
truly.
like haul photos anymore.
What do they think
I
it's
never had
lazy
nothing
content?
Something about like it's promoting counterfeit goods, and I'm like, I paid for all of these legally.
Counterfeit goods.
So let me get this straight. This monster design is a spider that looks like a crab and has a squid face.
Squid
Little bit of
Games.
This is a literal nightmare.
Squid Games.
I love it.
But do you love the audience?
It's
No, I left them. I'm a deadbeat dad to them.
it's strangely how I guess Scylla's always looked. Just that.
Mm-hmm.
Oddly enough.
That?
Yeah, it's literally just that.
Oh, they're doing like a Reveltech fitness boxing Miku. That's interesting.
Ooh, I'll barely put Avatar in Fortnite. That's
Which the blue ones?
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They already put it. Like I was like, they already did the blue ones. Yeah. My friend was talking to me about that, and I was like, okay.
They're gonna be tiny.
But are they gonna be teeny?
Are they going to be EBDB?
I don't know. Actually, I'm grateful. Like Simeon already came in this week after I complained about the Oscars, so he doesn't have to hear me complain again. Thank God.
Let's talk about it.
What did Oscar the Grouch do to you personally?
No, the Oscar the Grouch is fine. It's Oscar the Man that's being a bitch.
Okay, that's good because Oscar the Grouch is my favorite Muppet, and we were gonna have to have words.
No, yeah, Oscar is like one of my favorite Sesame Street characters too. Isn't it?
You know, we could all say to you, Buster, that we've been watching Sesame since before you were.
Yeah, you'd be completely right.
You'd be completely right. That's a silly.
And yet now with the NECA figures coming out, I keep seeing all these like 40-year-old dudes share bits from before I was born.
Oh yeah, it's public broadcasting.
Now I'm just pissed about what happened to that Muppet History guy. Like, why did he have to like shoot his reputation in the foot like that?
People are just silly.
Silly and Billy's.
What did he do?
Oh, he started flirting with some accounts and pissing people off. I think
just can't stop. You just get like, what is it? No one can. You just can't even like.
Bro, just jerk off on your own, man.
Like as soon as like people become YouTubers, you're just like, all right,
pussy.
Let me send your children pictures of my poop.
Okay, it wasn't
you guys seen that fucking page from this week's Birds of Prey?
No.
There's this fucking action scene where Big Barda pole vaults over the gutters.
That's good. I like that.
That's cool.
That's creative.
I wouldn't call that a pole vault. I would call that a that one scene in The Matrix 2 when Neo has that one pole and he's just walking all over the Smith's faces.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Boingo, I've never seen
sick.
any of the Matrix movies.
That's
Damn.
gross.
Dude, you're a cis white guy in your 20s. Why out you?
Aren't you gender fluid?
I haven't either, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That's even worse because that's like very trans movie.
Yeah.
At least I can say I've seen Sense8.
Was that any good?
That was great. That was one of the best fucking Netflix originals ever, and they buried it.
Dang. Oh, so like every Netflix original.
Yeah.
How do you like them apples?
I don't.
I wish I had like an apple pie right now. That would be amazing.
You bum apples. Jesus and Jehoshaph fat.
Well, you got to fat shame Joseph. Oh, That's
Well,
fine.
maybe if he
I can
wasn't so
talk about
fat.
that. I got fat shamed at work yesterday.
You what?
Congratulations.
I've never been like bullied in my life, but a resident fucking fat shamed me at work yesterday.
Oh, that's great.
I was just walking, picking up trash in the parking lot, doing my fucking job, and I hear this guy yell something at me, and I'm listening to something, so I walk over and make a show of turning it off, and I say, "Excuse me, sir, did you say something to me?" And he goes, "Yeah, why you got a belly like that?" And I'm like what? And he's like, "It sticks out so much." And I'm like, "Does it? Okay." And he goes, "That's because you've been eating too much. You've been," blah, blah," and he just starts going off. And I just kind of zone out for a few minutes. And then I go, "I don't know, man. I just eat the normal amount. I can't help it. I got a shit metabolism and I haven't been able to work out lately." And then he said something else. And I was just like, "All right, have a good day." And I walked away.
Well, I'm glad you made it out unscathed.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Boingo, did you hear Onimusha 2 is getting remastered?
That's cool. Which one's the one with the fucking actor that fucks everything up?
That's 3.
That's 3? Okay.
So we're close. We're close.
He's the reason why certain fucking things of Kamen Rider are also fucked too.
Jean something or other?
Gacked. No, Gacked.
Gacked. Wait, no, I think that's 4. Let me check. What Onimusha?
Gacked is the one with the weird agency thing that gets certain
Oh
things
no,
weird.
that is 2. That is 2.
Oh, he's in 2? Oh, it's good. They figured out the full shit.
I love Gacked. He's the Frank Sinatra of Japan.
Did someone actually say that?
Yeah, Easy Rider said that.
Okay, 2000's internet reviewers, but my bad. Well, 2000's internet reviewers were built different, man. They were built different.
The thing is, that was like over half my media diet for most of my teens, so much of that shit is just rattling around in my head, waiting to be let loose.
You know what? At least you let it loose today on this very special episode of Modular Components.
So I'm gonna learn about drug use.
Brought to you
no.
by
Viewers
Right.
like you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, viewers. Yeah, that was
said Spike.
Boingo. Oh, no, that's Cody. And of course, coming in for our once quarterly checkup is Simeon.
Oh god. Oh fuck. Oh no. I'm
Turn
here.
your head and cough.
Fantastic Four trailer, fellas?
Oh god, we're just going right into it, huh?
Yeah, I want to talk about it. It's because actually,
Yeah.
this is like one of the best trailers I've seen in a bit.
The pressure was fucking on for that, wasn't it? Like I was literally sitting there going like, what if it's shit though? What if it's shit? It could happen.
Look, even if the movie sucks, I'm very happy with this trailer. You know, sometimes you just like a good trailer. You know,
It's nice to see a trailer that's actually a fucking teaser again.
Yeah.
That's marked a teaser and isn't just a full trailer. Like I will always take up for the Amazing Spider-Man duology, but that they started a horrible trend of like, here's the teaser trailer and it's a fucking 2-minute trailer.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I really like. Actually really interested in this. It's like the only Marvel thing I'm like actually interested in this year because Captain America I've already said my piece on. Thunderbolt, but this one
I'm excited for Thunderbolts just because of Sentry, so there's that.
It
Yeah.
seems like they're actually doing something fresh and interesting and thematic with the characters. And most importantly of all, they're not just going, how can we shove these characters into the format of the MCU?
No, it just looks like a Fantastic Four movie.
The whole trailer is built around just getting across, no, we get these characters. We understand them. We are not fucking around here. Please believe us.
Yeah, like it just feels like just an like someone on Bluesky put it best. I can't believe they finally decided to make a Fantastic Four movie. But like that's a joke, but legit, like it's a movie about the Fantastic Four, their interactions, and the adventures they go on.
The biggest thing, though, to me is like all of it feels so sincere because like that's a minor problem with the previous Fantastic Four movies that have existed.
I think it's a major problem.
Yeah, but I'm trying to be generous here. The Roger Corman, like, definitively, tongue-in-cheek, they knew it was goofy, they knew what they had, like, all that kind of jazz. The 2 Fox movies, they were so afraid of embracing what the Fantastic Four was, it always felt like a half measure. And then you have Fantastic, which fucking is ashamed of what the Fantastic Four is and ran headlong in the other direction.
Say that again. Freaking stupid ass final line of that movie. It's fantastic. Say that again.
What are we, some kind of Fantastic Four?
Yeah. I also like how like my favorite character gets the most spotlight in this teaser, the Thing, and he looks great.
Yeah, the CGI looks a little unfinished, I'd say, but like he is so painfully comic accurate in everything but voice.
Even
They
then, the
got
voice is
the-
like a solid voice. Like
Yeah, no,
They
it's
got
just
the baby blues.
The baby blues. And honestly, that
They
was
got the big ass eyebrow.
the fact
Yeah.
that the eyes were so good, fucking perfect. Like,
yeah.
The sound design alone, like that fucking clap, my ears sang.
The more that I've watched the trailer, I do now feel that the actor is going to bring something to that character that has never been felt before.
Yeah.
At least
So
on
I
screen.
think we're going. Honestly, I really do feel like we're just gonna get the most accurate version of that character that we've ever seen. Like within that character, if it goes the way that it seems like it's going.
Like so much of it is just here. He is a big sweetheart. He's in a bit of a pain, but if push comes to shove, he will beat the shit out of you.
And we immediately see him in the giant trench coat.
Yeah, I'm so happy they brought back the trench coat.
I hope to God that there's like some moment that's just like a reference to this man, this monster. You know, that iconic image.
I mean, if they're putting the red fucking ghost in the movie, they better do something like that as well.
We already like have rumors that Mole Man's gonna like appear for a bit, so I'm excited for that.
That'd be great.
And
That'd
also,
be great
I
if
heard
we
the
just
other
got
day,
so much.
I was reading a big Tumblr theories post the other day, and apparently they've cast Franklin.
Oh, already?
Yeah, I mean that totally makes sense because what's the name of the movie? Fantastic Four: First Steps.
Babies.
And people are theorizing in that opening little bit where they're showing off the Baxter building to, I'm guessing, like TV presenter man. The way Sue's walking in that scene, people are theorizing, is she pregnant in that scene and they CGI'd her belly out?
That's a total Marvel thing to do.
No, that is a Marvel thing that they would do, and it feels like it could be a thing that they're doing.
Yeah.
Also, amongst theories, people were saying on Reed's big cool blackboard thing that he has, like a lot of his equations and drawings have to do with crossing between universes. So people are theorizing like either he's trying to figure out a way to evacuate people away from Galactus, or this Fantastic Four is from the main MCU universe, and somehow in the accident they got sent to this universe.
No, I have a theory. I have a theory on what it all really is, based off of actual comic book story lines.
Okay.
They are in the Heroes Reborn universe of the MCU.
God.
And Franklin, afraid of something going on, maybe the snap,
maybe Galactus.
Maybe Snap, maybe Galactus, something. Franklin transported his family. And remember, Heroes Reborn started from the beginning, so it makes sense. That's how it works. Yeah. And made a brand new universe for him and his family to be safe. And if it was Galactus in the main MCU universe, and Galactus shows back up, that could be a fun little thing, all that kind of stuff tie into each other. But I don't think that the Fantastic Four movie is going to be in a complete different universe. I think it's in a little pocket thing like Heroes Reborn.
But it's also interesting that they're using that to like actually say something about the Four and about Marvel Comics, because the whole trailer very much has this thematic thing of like, hey, remember how in the 60s the world was kind of feeling like it was going to shit, and so media really embraced this overly bright vision of the future? Well, here's this superhero team that looks very sleek and modern and cheery, and we're gonna save the day, but in reality they're a bunch of people who are going through shit.
Yeah.
Like that's good, solid theming. I like that.
Yeah.
What was the other thing I want to say? Oh yeah, we've talked about everyone in this trailer except for friggin' Johnny, and the little bit of Johnny they give us in the trailer I really like, because it's clearly like, okay, He is a bit of a goofball, and people see him as just a goofball, but also he's got a little bit more going on below the surface, because you see that shot of him flying up into the atmosphere and just experimenting with his powers and being like, oh, this is
This is the
dangerous.
limit. This is the limit. Yeah.
But that's a very Johnny kind of thing, because a lot of storylines Johnny goes through is I feel like I should be more mature than I am, and that weighs on me kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I'm just really actually legitimately excited. Like if this and Superman are, I think I said this to someone. It's either I feel like both of these movies are going to be good, but it's either they're both I feel like Superman and Fantastic Four, they're either both going to be really good or both going to be really bad. Or
They have the potential to either save or damn the comic book movie genre.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards the positive, at least because based on these trailers we've seen. Because I'm really happy with how both these movies are looking.
Also, this is coming out on what, Monday?
Tuesday.
Okay. So we probably should mention there are very heavy rumors going around right now that there's also going to be spots in The Big Game, which is tomorrow as of this recording, that will be completely different for both Superman and Fantastic Four.
Superman I can see. Fantastic Four probably just have here's a couple new scenes.
Yeah.
It would be exciting.
Yeah.
It would be fantastic. Might even be super.
One thing in the FF trailer that didn't get shown is Reed doing any kind of stretching.
Yeah. I think that's probably just because they have to hammer out the effect.
Yeah, they know Twitter and social media will get on their ass if they read stretches and it looks like shit. So
turning someone invisible or setting someone on fire, there's entire effects engines built around that. Making somebody look like they're covered in rocks, a little challenging but doable. Stretching never quite looked great on film.
Yeah. Though it has led to some speculation, and I'm particularly kind of fond of it, of Reed isn't using his stretching powers as part of his I fucked up my family kind of shame.
That
would be kind of a weird move, but I can see it. I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how
it pointed out the thing he always has the whole complex of, oh, I'm a monster and everybody's scared of me and I hate myself. This little kid's running around in Fang Halloween costumes in this movie. I hope he sees that at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, I do also like the merchandising aspect of just that little pull, because one of my favorite things about I've seen a Fantastic Four media is that they're kind of they've merchandised themselves out so much.
Yeah.
And that's just fun world building to me, and it just you could say a lot with that in a movie. So
it's just funny to me that it's the fucking Diamond Select gigantic brick of a thing.
Oh yeah, there's one poster where a little girl is holding a Fang action figure, and it's the Marvel Select, the objectively worst Fang action figure ever made.
I mean, that makes sense if they're trying to be it's kitschy.
Hold on, there is nothing wrong with that conceptually as a thing to stand on the desk. None of the Diamond Select toys are supposed to be action figures versus more statue aesthetic.
Yeah, but they sell them as action figures.
Yeah, I mean they're very expensive compared to the regular one. Maybe not now. Now $30.
30, 40.
But that and the Hulk are just very much meant to be table pieces. Those are centerpieces.
All I know about Marvel Select is the only thing it's useful for is if Marvel Legends hasn't gotten to that character yet.
Yeah.
Action figure talk, movie fans.
Yeah, that's
movie
something.
Figure talk, action fans.
Ooh.
Movie figure talk.
I mean,
don't mind if I do.
I do mind if you poo.
Ooh. Winnie
Get
the Pooh?
out of here.
The
Get him
Sucker
out
of
of
Honey?
here.
Also, I want to mention it briefly, just very briefly. There was a controversy about the poster possibly using AI, but it's kind of been revealed that's just a shitty Photoshop. I don't know. We talked about it all throughout the week, and I don't.
I love how I went back and forth on it too. I was like, it looks like they just overly photoshopped it to me, and everybody was like, no, it's AI, it's AI. It's like, fine, it's AI. And then an hour later, some guy who works at Marvel was like, no, it's Photoshop.
Yeah. I think the big thing that ticks off that it was a bad Photoshop job was the repeat face in the background, because AI wouldn't do that. It would just regenerate a different face.
Yeah.
And yet everybody was saying that's what made it obvious it was AI.
Yeah,
No.
well,
The fingers could be a sign of AI. The position of the camera, maybe.
Anyway,
But yeah,
even though they are kind of fucky, I do like those posters because they just have a very Alex Rossi vibe of them.
I like them conceptually. In execution, they could be better.
yeah, dude. Phil's on the poster.
From like
Phil?
the Marvels
Of the future.
No, from Marvels.
Yeah.
Oh,
Phil Sheldon.
holy shit! I didn't even realize that. I gotta look at them again.
Like, he's the guy with the camera. If it's not Phil Sheldon, I will eat a thing that is unedible.
Well, it's probably just a cute cameo for the poster. I think that's also like a strength with like drawn posters. You can just like add a little more comic references, like, you know.
Boingo will eat a car battery.
Oh yeah, that totally is him.
Yeah, it's good shit. Yeah, but I'm excited. Like, I mean, I haven't been like on a Marvel like. I don't know. I've just kind of been like on and off, so it's just like, you know, I like Marvel Rivals. Like I been tolerating Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man as it comes out. Put it lightly.
I mean, it's got to be good, right? It's not woke.
We already talked about
That is the
week.
most, like, everything I've heard, that is like the biggest fucking what the fuck is going on here, dude?
There was a lot of miscommunication over that, like, just like what were you even thinking, man? Anyway, because the show is kind of like it's you know, it's about the friendly neighborhood, and that includes POC people. Or that's a.
I mean,
People of color, you know.
I've largely been ignoring that because the vibe of it just feels very like, oh, I'm old now. This is too young for me.
Yeah, that show feels a lot. How do you do, fellow kids?
It kind of is.
But like, yeah, I am definitely in a Fantastic Four mood now. I reread some John Byrne today, and my local comic shop was having their big annual sale, and I bought a bunch of stuff. But one of the things I did buy is an arc I have been dying to read for years because of a certain YouTube video, Unthinkable.
Ooh. Oh, I just realized BMAS kind of has a deadline to release his Thunderbolts video now. At least the first
He's
part.
had that for a while.
No, like, well, like more concrete because, you know, they keep delaying the movies, but now it seems like, yep, we're releasing it in May. So
Here's hoping he can pull it off.
yeah, I think he'll, like, he said, he wants to get the it's a multi-parter, so he'll just probably get the first part. But still, like, hey, good luck, B.
Yeah.
We love you, B-Mask. Please come on the show. Wait, I don't work for these people anymore. Why am I?
I'll get
doing
him on
that?
the show so you can listen to that episode or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Eventually.
You should get him on for the episode the week Fantastic Four comes out, because then you can get all the curiosity clicks of, oh, what are his thoughts on the movie?
That'd be a good idea. I don't even know if he even does podcasts, so we'll see. What else?
This isn't just a podcast. This is an exclusive listening experience.
Fuck off.
I love how visceral you had a reaction to that statement.
Oh god, you guys have no idea.
Does he know?
I'm so done with content creator bullshit now.
Dude, like, I am in the field, and I'm still kind of I'm feeling like kind of like, I've talked about this before, but I'll just like sometimes I'll just look at the YouTube recommendation feed, and I feel like, is it even worth it?
Yeah, well, it's a total slop fest now. I was saying this to a mutual friend of ours on Bluesky the other day because they were complaining about it, and I was like, you have literally free options now. A video from one of your free favorite channels that was uploaded like 6 years ago, the news, or a 8-hour video essay on a topic you've never heard of.
This just sounds like I need to start doing more fucking recommendations because I don't have this problem.
Yeah, no, I
don't really have that issue either.
Yeah, like I'm like kind of in between like Boingo and like Simeon right now, just because it's like there is a lot of slop I see, but there's also like, yeah, I follow a lot of people. Like, I get my YouTube recommendations through social media from like mutuals and shit. So like I do watch some good videos. Like I watched a really good video essay by let me check his name. He just changed it. Josh Nukes about like just like the just like how AI, just about AI stuff, but like, you know, it's really interesting and just really well presented. It's like one of the most well presented video essays. Yes, you are a better writer than AI. Parentheses, yes, you. I'm gonna link it to the boys, but this is a really good one. Really, just really good video essay.
I mean, I've been watching this one dude. His entire channel is just torturing old computers to make them do shit that they should have never been able to do.
I think my friend showed me that guy once.
Like, he made an Apple from the year 2000 stream on Twitch. Just natively. Like, what the fuck?
I've been watching Transformers Armada.
Delightful.
Not really. That show
Dude,
is
just
nowhere
watch
near as
Micron.
good as you remember it.
Dude, just watch Micron Legend, man.
I don't. Well, I'm eating lunch. I'd rather not have to read subtitles.
Dude, Micron Legend has the better animation.
This is true, but also like those animation corps are nostalgic to me.
Fine.
I love not having an entire ass end of a Transformer painted in. It's the best.
I watched Prey for the first
Oh,
time.
the Predator movie?
I have heard
Yeah.
good things about that.
Yeah,
It
same.
was phenomenal. It is absolutely fantastic.
It's a period piece, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's,
1700s Great Plains.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I still have not watched any Predator movies besides the first one. I tried watching Predator 2 on my birthday, but I got like 20 minutes in and I was like, this is too loud. I want to go to bed.
Honestly, thinking about it, just having the Predator be an anthology series where a Predator goes to a certain period of history and attacks people, that could just work. Like, you don't need it to be any kind of contemporary sci-fi plot.
It's pretty much been like all other parts of media for it since the 80s, the comics and everything.
People will remember from the seminal,
like all over.
People will remember from the seminal modular show No Prize podcast. I do not agree with Sal Gravali on a lot of things, but I want to see Predator on a pirate ship.
Here's the thing. I don't think Predator on a pirate ship will work. I think Predator on multiple pirate ships will work.
There's already the Captain Ahab Predator.
Ooh! That sounds fucking sick.
Let me find it. I put my phone down.
But like,
I'll tell you what I have been doing this week.
Ooh, what have you been doing?
Building an absolute shit ton of 30-minute missions.
Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah, that's right. I have Blokies. Let me open those.
Some of the newest kits for 30-minute missions are just absolute stunners.
Yeah.
Quality similar to that of like it's nice matte finish. It feels like even when you pick the runner-up, it feels like it's something that you've bought complete off the store in a way. There's a difference. There's a noticeable difference between some of the shades of the plastic, and I think it is quite literally just instead of like a glossy sheen or a semi-gloss like finish that they have on them, it's a matte. It's like a gloss matte. And it just feels so nice.
Were we in the episode when I talked about Blokies earlier?
Yeah. No.
Okay. Well, first of all, let me say 30-minute missions sounds real neat. I imagine if I was into Gundam, I'd be all over that. But I pulled the trigger on Blokies last week. I bought one from each of the first 4 series, and I ended up getting Blue Streak, Inferno, Soundwave, and Shockwave, and I do really like them. I've always been a very anti-model kit, anti-Transformers that don't transform guy, but these things just have so much personality, and the articulation is right on point with my preferences that I really dig them. So when I was at my comic shop today, I went and bought another 2 because they were on 25% off, and they also had some Series 6. So I bought one of those and another Series 1 because I'm really hoping I get Optimus or Megaton from Series 1. So we're gonna see right now.
We're doing it live.
Doing it live.
Oh God, there's so many pieces. My desk. Where's your chest? Let me see your chest. That's how I know who it will be. Don't take that out of context.
I'll take anything I want out of context, bud.
I got Jazz. Hooray. I like Jazz. Not who I was gunning for, but he is not a double, so I'm happy.
Huzzah for another point off the checklist.
Yeah.
Another one bites the dust.
Like, Generations is still, and probably always will be, my main Transformers collecting line, but these guys are a nice little dalliance, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, I built 2 boxes of them very quickly, and as soon as I put them all together, there was just like they just do a little bit more for me, I think, for what I end up liking for like my main brands that I like collect. It's just like everything is so distinct, but in that silhouette. Like
Yeah, they're
I always
very
appreciate having my
characterful.
Transformers, but damn, they're just like a nice God. I think it's just because they remind me so much of those like 3-inch scale like uh 80s movie toys that had
Mm,
the red background, tiny little like blister card things.
mhm.
Um, almost like Action Masters. They're just so nice. They are just
Well, and also
they,
it's like they are these nice little different playable action figures of your favorite little guys that give you a build experience on top of that if that's something you're into. So like there's a lot of value in them, just like there's a lot of value in a Hasbro Transformers toy that transforms because and I hadn't thought about this in a long time until the like top whatever video B mask or not B mask fucking that toy guy did this year. Was it this year or did he put that out right before the end of 2024? I don't remember. But he had a moment where he was like, "Oh, and by the way, I liked these Marvel Legends action figures as well, but not as much as any of the Transformers I listed because the thing about Transformers is you get a cool robot action figure, you get a vehicle, and you get a puzzle. Like there's a lot of value there." And I was like, "Oh, I mean, that's always been the selling point of Transformers, but I hadn't thought about that in a long time." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right."
It's just kind of second-hand nature to us.
Mhm. We take for granted that in G1 the gimmick was that it was a robot that turned into a thing.
Yeah, because there's all these other gimmicks, and it's been years.
It's been years, I say.
which is
Years, I
why
Like
say.
fucking mini cons, Mark.
that's why I'm always such a big like arguer for like when they don't get the vehicle mode right. Like they always get the I guess jets are like the most guilty of that almost every single. It would be
Well,
some
and
more engineering on the wings than never do. I mean, sometimes we get lucky, but
it's
um,
also the fact that like over the years Transformers engineering has shifted more. Well, first it shifted from making replicas of robots and then or making replicas of vehicles that turned into some kind of robot to okay, let's get as close to this cool robot and vehicle design as we can, but also let's have a really fun gimmick in there. And then it shifted from that to okay, how can we get the best representation of this character in robot mode to being the main selling point? Like, remember, they used to sell Transformers packaged in vehicle mode. Now most of them are packaged in robot mode, if you can even see them in the
Armada
package.
was, yeah, Armada was. That was one of the best things about the Armada packaging too, is just like it had that exact same like the Hot Wheels character cars do the exact same like isometric like perspective where you get like at least 3 shots of the vehicle like top, side and front simultaneously or top, side and back depending on like if you're standing to the left or right of it. Um
Mhm.
and it's something so encapsulating when you just see like I will always remember like looking at the hot shot and seeing the packaging around it, man.
Yeah, you've talked
Um,
about that enough that that's like clearly a core memory for you. Kind of like how
mhm.
the wall of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith figures at Walmart is a core memory for me.
Yeah, pretty much a lot of micro machines and a lot of like Hot Wheels micro scale vehicles from like the 90s and early 2000s all displayed their things in that exact same way. Something about it just kind of allows you to be more at peace with like it staying in box. They also put great care
Mhm.
into the boxes.
Hmm. Well,
It,
that was a thing Aaron Archer brought up on his podcast recently too. Is like Armada's packaging was so over designed and decadent that like all of the retailers specifically requested like, "Hey, can you make it smaller for the next Transformers line so that we can put more on the shelf?"
it's very funny, but sad.
Hmm.
They
We
don't
didn't
make
even get to talk
packaging
about
in.
ROM yet.
They don't. Yeah, sure.
I was
We'll talk
about to
ROM,
say that's a lot of Transformers talk without talking about the new Transformers reveals, but we can do Rom first since he came first, both in original and in this week, because Marvel Legends put up the Rom that the Rom what the fucking Marvel Legends new wave. They're doing a new gimmick instead of a Build-A-Figure. Everybody comes with a 2-scale comic book cover.
Probably extremely cheaper to do and produce instead of having to engineer a completely new figure.
Mm-hmm. Also, they're on retro card backs, so all the man babies who complained about plastic repackaging will be happy now.
I really do like the ROM packaging. I'm looking at the ROM. Oh, the ROM pre-order already sold out on Big Bad Toy Store. God,
I mean, it's
ROM. I know people want it.
yeah. So the
It's ROM.
wave
Okay.
was Rom Dokken in his Wolverine gear, Adam Warlock, Ultimate Iron Man, Banshee, and Miles Morales.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty good wave, pretty nice widespread. Gonna hit a lot of interests and different like subgroups of collectors. I'm only really interested in ROM. Like, I'm kind of tempted by Banshee and Adam Warlock because of the comics they come with. Adam Warlock comes with Infinity War, or no, Infinity Gauntlet #1. Damn movies. And Banshee comes with Giant Size X-Men #1. And like the Miles I probably would go out for, but I've actually been like so mind washed by adaptations that I don't care for how Miles looks in his original comic appearance anymore.
Damn.
How could you do this to Miles Morales?
I kind of prefer PS4 Miles more.
You haven't even played the game on Steam, right? Yeah.
No,
On
but I've
Steam.
seen like some gift sets, and I actually had that figure for a little bit.
Okay. Dang it, it's also sold out on Hasbro. The only place you can get it is Entertainment Earth, and that's like a huge markup with shipping and tax.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Like I
bud.
said, I'm just gonna find ROM when I find them.
Yeah, and like
Mhm.
a comic book store or something.
I do have a pre-order in on him, so I guess y'all can have visitation rates.
Why is that so funny to me?
He's our small silver space child.
Look, I just want my ROM figure. I've been waiting for this for so long, and I slacked off. I mean, he came out like I should have hopped on it sooner because he came out near my birthday, so I had some like extra spending money. So it's like,
Mm-hmm. Well, and the thing is, you don't even have to pay for him right now because most of the websites that had him up for pre-order are the ones that are like you pay when it ships.
okay. Does Entertainment Earth do that or?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
they're gonna ping your card for $1.25 just to make sure it's a real card.
Okay.
But yeah, ROM looks fantastic. It's just a very plain Legends body with a few overlays and a unique head, but it works so well. I saw some people complaining because he comes with, I believe it's his neutralizer and oh god, what's the other accessory? But the original ROM toy from Parker Brothers in the 70s came with like 3 different accessories. And I think the one he doesn't come with was the analyzer. And I saw a lot of people complaining, like, oh, why doesn't he come with the analyzer? And I'm like, because you're going to use that for one photo, my guy.
It is what it is.
Mm.
Dude, like I've the only Marvel Legend I've bought other than ROM is Spider-Man, the Toei Spider-Man. So I am very excited for this.
Oh, speaking of, Cody, I don't know if you heard, but Dan said on Bluesky, the Maximum Series Spider-Man goes up for pre-order on Tuesday. So we're going to have the price debate finally settled.
Wait, you cut out right in the middle of like the important part of that.
The Maximum
Went up for
Series
pre-order
on Tuesday.
so everyone's gonna know what Tuesday.
Yep. And there's either going to be a lot of complaining or a lot of rejoicing, as there usually is in the toy community.
So then we are in no different standing than what we were before.
I mean, kind of.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Entertainment Earth does do like some savings if I add a couple more items. So I'm sorry, I'm doing shopping live on.
They
stream. I
have
just wanna-
free shipping on orders, I think, over $100.
No, they said like $80 right now. So
Oh, they've lowered it. Okay, cool.
probably for the best.
I haven't bought
It's a
from
limited
them
time
in-
only. It's a limited time only. So
Yeah, I think they tend to change. Like they always have free shipping over a certain amount, but I think they change it like every 4 to 6 months or something like that.
yeah, I don't know what else should I. What other toys?
Do they have the
been
CEO of Sex?
I could get the Ned 2-pack, but like that's a 2-pack, and I don't know if I'll actually use like the other
Ned.
one. I'm
I
not
just
really like.
remember when I put him in my pile of loot, you were like, "Oh, I need to get that."
Yeah, no, I have talked about it before. Maybe I'll just also get the Ultimate Miles because I still do like the look, despite what you said. And it's like those are important.
It's not a terrible look. It's just like
It's not your preferred look at this point.
yeah, and like something about that figure in particular, it looks like an early 20s Miles to me, and I'm like, isn't he supposed to be a little baby boy when he first
Yeah,
debuts?
true. Yeah, like he looks much older than he's supposed to. So
It's
maybe I'll
like
get.
the Mafex, except that was specifically based off of a comic where he was older.
There's not really any Transformers I've been meaning to get anyway because
Mhm.
they kind of just forgot about doing any animated figures that aren't repaints of Prime. So
Well, we'll see.
Well, there are some pretty neat ones coming out.
Yeah, do we want to get into robot talk?
yeah, get into
Let's go
Robot
ahead.
Talk.
Okay, so they revealed the HasLab at MegaCon Florida this week, and I think the people who are always going to be into it are into it, and everybody else is just kind of like, I mean, it looks like a Fang.
Are you in the ladder?
Yeah, because I don't particularly care about Japanese G1. I was kind of tempted by Victory Saber and Deathsaurus, but at the time I was like, I had money in other places. But Lio Kaiser, I really don't care about at all because, like, the whole appeal of the original toy is that it was the first combiner to not have any loose kibble. Like, all of the parts for the main robot were built into the individual guys. There
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like you got to have a hand set off to the side for a while or anything like that. But in combined mode, I don't know. Lio Kaiser just doesn't look that cool to me. The only combiners I've ever really gotten into in terms of Transformers are Devastator and Bruticus. Those are my boys. I love those two teams. But the rest of them, I'm kind of like, I could take it or leave it. There's individual members of some of those teams I like, but I'm not gonna buy like a whole Superion or a whole Computron.
I
What,
was
what
just about
series
to
is
ask.
Lio
Yeah, those
Kaiser
are the
from?
two that I absolutely would.
What's Lio Kaiser from?
He is from Transformers Victory.
See,
Victory.
my
Okay, so
my
It
like
seems like they're just going to do all the Victory exclusive characters as HasLabs, which, you
my
yeah,
know,
probably
issue
just
with
just
if they
because it's
do
like
Road Caesar, I might.
my
I
issue with
do like the
those
look of this character. It's just I don't know him, so
Mhm.
Yeah.
my issue with those sets of figures right there, just bro, it's figure, but they just lost it on the vehicle modes. Like they shouldn't be sacrificing anything, especially if it's a made to order product.
And it's $300.
ooh,
Yeah,
that's
Like,
see,
even
you're
more
like
than
essentially
the
paying $50 per figure.
but that's even more than the
that.
Robots in Disguise
Wow.
one.
Well, I didn't,
Mhm.
man, to break it down in that way.
Yeah.
I
And
mean, is
they
it?
don't do the all-in-one thing that the original toy did because the waist and hips are a separate piece that granted do turn into something. They do something. They become like a missile rack for one of the boys in their vehicle mode. But to not have that selling point and then to have some of them be so chunky, so clearly laden with combiner bits in their robot modes and alt modes, and like there's that turnaround photo that was going around for a while where like one of them is clearly just like a staple gun that's holding three of the other ones together in the combined mode. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, it's more of like a now. If we're gonna zoom on in, the one that's like the all black off road racer, like that one looks sharp. Some of these look neat. The tank looks.
That's the one that's the staple gun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they do the L shape or they do the arms out. I saw the picture. Yeah, I remember. Well, I mean,
Well,
no,
at the same
it's
time, it's also like I don't know about you, Cody, but I'm not like a huge Japanese G1 guy. I've never had that whole like thing that people older than us seem to have of like, oh, it's this mysterious forbidden fruit. We couldn't get a hold of it for years, but we got older and we could buy it at conventions for ridiculous prices, and now look at the new version. Like I'm just like, it's a cool robot design with Star Saber and a little bit Deathsaurus, but I don't know if I want to pay what those were like. Were those like 120, 180 for those two individually?
I'm not sure. I really don't know, but yeah, maybe close to that. Maybe close to that.
Yeah.
For me though, like I've ever since I found out about the character, I was interested. I love combiners. I just like I want you to understand that I like really fucking love combiners, and I won't actually want to engage with that combiner if it's not on some Diaclone level bullshit. It's like, oh yeah, it executes this one correctly, and then the other thing correctly. I have seen Transformers do it before. I have seen other toy lines do it before.
Mhm.
For
I
three
mean, it's
hundred
it's not great.
dollars,
It's not great that the nicest thing I can say about this essentially crowdfunding campaign is, well, at least it's not doing the scaffolding bullshit that they did with Menasor and they're doing with Superion now. Because I hate that shit.
like that as well, like that also upsets me. Though I think Superion looks good.
See,
Um,
I don't. I'm like the Combiner Wars toy looks better.
I don't know about that one. That Combiner Wars toy, I'm remembering correctly, was all the like the as silhouettes. A lot of those combiners just looked bad.
I'm not thinking of it as a silhouette though. I'm thinking about it as the fact of what it is.
Well, I mean, just the silhouette meaning like the literal like
Mhm.
identity of the entire thing
There's
as the
also, I
combiner.
just remembered, you've always been fairly negative about Combiner Wars, and like, I didn't buy a lot of it at the time because I wasn't working, but I've always been like, yeah, they look neat.
Yeah, I bought most of them. Yeah, I tried to get the Computron, but it was very hard to get. But
Hmm.
like that is more like more closely what we should have. A lot of them, like especially like the vehicles, just like it's just like kind of squares. But I've
Yeah.
seen other things get away from that. You just have to like be brave with like the vehicle and the scaling.
There's also the
Like
fact that, like, Bolt Matrix pointed out in his news video that he did the other day. Um, you can see in one of like the photos of the two prototypes next to each other from MegaCon, Lio Kaiser is the same height as the new Studio Series Devastator that I'm guessing we'll talk about in a minute. And when one of them's like a crowdfunding campaign, that's $100 more when you total up how much Studio Series Devastator is going to be at the end of the day. That's not great.
that's a real not good. I'm pretty sure there's like a few different third party Leo Kaisers that you can get,
Yeah,
and
Iron
you just
Factory
get
just put
what
out
you
one
want.
that people were really happy with.
Yeah, see, like don't show me Iron Factory's little tiny. No, I mean $44 per like fucker though. Like
It's $24 per fucker. Let's go.
that is a $44 crotch right there. That is we'll figure out on a different.
Please tell me that's going
Maybe
to be
that
the
is the
title of the
cheapest way.
episode. $44 crotch.
Let me make a note of that real quick. No,
The
legit.
main struggle with Combiner Wars on most of them, other than Computron, since he did actually like Computron and then the G2 Beast one or whatever it was with all the bright colors. Both of those had different thighs for like their character or for their like combiner mode. A lot of them suffered from like trying to use like the Voyager scale thigh as the entire fucking combiner thigh. And so you
Hmm.
just have a giant chunk of like robot and then what looks to be like your juice box and the fucking straw you jammed into the top of it. And
I feel like that aesthetic worked for a couple of them, though.
and I don't know so much about that because it's more of like anytime like I think of like the Dreamwave like perspective whenever you see the knee bent towards you and you just see like a bit of a continuation of like leg mass going up and it feels more proportionate. But for them to do something like that, they have to do situations like where you get like long haul or whatever, where it's like, all right, those are those are the massive thighs and
Mm.
two tin cans, put them together. Which I mean that's not a terrible thing. I don't have an issue with that. I don't really have an issue with like Superion functioning as like the things that go into him. Because it could work a little bit more for just Superion in general with them being aerial vehicles. But even still, like how Superion function outside of that, like it's like you get a dinner plate and you attach it to the back of the ship. Like it's a fun thought if it was more sci-fi, but for it being such a grounded plane, that is
I
such
have
a
an
odd
important
thing.
point to interrupt you with.
Hmm.
I finished Blokey's Jazz and I took a picture of him with my glass of whiskey.
Nice.
Wow, that's piss.
It does look like piss.
Oh.
It's a good jazz.
But yeah, Lyle Kaiser's not doing it for me, man.
Yeah, like the main thing there looks presentable without looking at like the gigantic holes in his thing, or like don't even get me started on that fucking helicopter Cobra thing. Like that looks stinky. That shit's
Yeah,
bad.
and people are excited about it because it's a character who never had a toy, was anime original, and I'm just like, it's a pretty low bar, dude.
It's like, man, I just know there's better. Like I know y'all could do something different than that. Like, come on.
Anyway, let's talk about Devastator and his literal dump truck ass.
The more I see of these Devastator figures, the more I feel like I'm getting closer to it. God damn it. Like
I've got all the ones that are pre-orderable on pre-order. I'm fully in for it. And like, here's the thing about this photo. People have been sharing this photo, going like, "Oh, this is terrible. How could they do that? Why wouldn't they just spread the bulk of it further up the back?" I'm like, you're like, I could understand getting upset about it if it was going to get in the way of articulation and stuff. And from that angle, kind of looks like it might get in the way of the legs. But when you look at it from the front, it doesn't look so bad. Kind of just looks like he has a bit of a hunchback. And for Devastator, that almost works.
It also lowers the center of gravity, might make him more stable.
See, I never really have an issue with like Transformers having like a backpack or something back there.
Thank
Since
you.
more often than not we see them as like troopers or soldiers. And like yeah, like the fucking energy could be within them, but like there's nothing wrong with having that kind of aesthetic there. For that Devastator with that though, like I mean, it's definitely going to be a counterbalance. Man, the detail again with the gray plastic on anything, I guess, because like gray just immediately shows absolutely everything going on. Like some of the best like ways to understand the quality of like Armada figures is look at like the gray versions of those toys.
Oh yeah, that was one of the things I used to do all the time when I had the Armada PS2 game as a kid, was like look for the unlockables, excuse me.
But I don't know. I don't have an issue with that. It looks very industrial back there. That looks like he's got like a skyscraper air conditioner or like some sort of like thing. Like that looks good to me.
Yeah.
In a way.
I also just love that, like, oh, it's the movie version, so they're going full Sunbow. So, like, I know he's not the one that got like the fancy images and went on pre-order over the last couple days, but like Bone Crusher, when they showed the full images of him and it was like, oh, he is literally just an angry man in a green onesie, I was in love. Because that's my Bone Crusher. Look at this fucking doofus.
And Devastator works so well because look at that torso. They're not afraid to just show you two parts of the same vehicle mode on top. Because it's like mangled around and it just makes it more interesting. And then it's sandwiched on top of like another massive like front facing feature. Like it's always nice to see the Transformers alt modes reflect like the detail points of the car. And then you just have that amalgamation of like tires on the side, and there's something about that is really selling me right now.
Yeah.
But Cody and Simeon, where are his testicles?
That's a different universe.
That's for me to
fucker.
3D print later.
Look, I had to make the joke.
All right.
You really did.
Should we talk about things that actually got revealed again, or are we just going to keep talking about stuff we've known about for a while?
No,
I mean,
let's do
everybody
some
kind of
reveals.
suspected Lyle Kaiser was coming.
Yeah.
Well, I just accidentally closed that tab. Let me.
Oh no, you closed the tab.
Look
All
at this
right, so
guy.
let's talk about the second wave of Age of the Primes, everybody.
Okay, of Prime?
Yeah.
Why does
Voyager class rescue
that
bot heat wave.
he looks cool.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's so that's the second wave.
It
Yeah,
looks like a
the-
remold of Bulkhead. I like it.
It is
it
that
is
is
straight
the
up a
remold of
remold. Those are the same legs.
yeah.
Mm.
It took
Maybe the
them
same
so
arms too.
long to reuse that, other than like the one time they did with again Bulkhead, and then they just like I thought they were gonna do something
They
with
did
that
an
mold. They just
Amazon
never did.
exclusive
The
breakdown, and I thought it looked better as breakdown, but I still didn't buy it because I had the first release of the Bulkhead mold, and I've heard it's gotten a little better, but like I found that initial release of the Bulkhead mold super frustrating to transform. So
I love them.
I'm not interested in this at all, despite loving fire truck robots.
Oh no, dude! I promise you, that's gonna be a very sturdy and hardy. My only question is, and I think I know the answer here. It's weird to me to see the ladder in that way, but I think that's how it's supposed to look. All right, Boingo is actually Piss Rider at the moment, riding off to piss, like
Yeah,
the selfish hobbit he is.
what a little piss baby.
What's that? What's that? What is that? Go Heatwave, Transformers Heatwave.
I'm what you're asking.
Wait, I was asking about Heat.
Rescue bots or
He's from
Yeah, I'm trying to see the original vehicle.
yeah, because remember the original toy was a play school model, and it
No, I know,
does
and it's
look fairly accurate.
it is supposed to be squat, but there should be more color behind it.
Hmm.
Should just be all red. It's
I
a
don't
little.
know. I also hated the chase figure, so I'm kind of put
Oh
out
my
on
god, I
rescue
love
bots in
that.
general. It
Yeah,
tries way too hard to reinvent the wheel on how legs transform, and the shoulders will not stay pegged in.
the legs are just hound legs. It felt like. So I
Yeah, but
guess
I
the
hate
ladder
hound
is the
legs.
correct angle and everything like that. So that does look correct. Just a little bit more gray back there, but at least they have like the. Oddly enough, I just realized this. If they would have just chosen to make the bed red, it would look a little bit better, maybe. But
Mm.
when so it's all red, anyways.
Mhm.
Either way,
Anyway,
though,
in the same wave, the coolest shark around, Skybite. That's him.
I really
damn.
hope
I'm
we
very
get
happy about Skybite getting a
yeah,
figure.
I hope we get the green version of him. I'm very
Cyber
excited
Shark.
to handle that though. Again, I think I still.
I mean,
I
Cyber
hope
Shark
the
is like
shark
the
mouth
only
feels nice.
feasible repaint of that you could do, unless you're just going to do toy colors, and that's a pretty minor change.
No, I mean there's all green one.
Hmm. No, Cyber Shark is a different toy.
This is the haiku guy, right?
Yes. And I have actually watched RID now, I think in between the last time I was on this show and this toy getting revealed. And I gotta say, very not my kind of Transformers. Didn't really care for it. But Skybite I found fairly inoffensive, and I can see why people liked him. So I'm happy for those people getting a new toy of their boy, but
All
I'll
right,
probably be
Simeon, after
skipping it.
this episode, you're not invited to the podcast ever again.
It's just kids anime, man. I'm getting to a point where I can't enjoy kids anime anymore.
Well, that just means you're a pussy and you have
Mhm.
no whimsy.
Damn.
I know it.
Busting out the no whimsy.
I'm trying, dude. I can't remember if it was on recording or not, but I said earlier I'm watching through Armada right now, and like the nostalgia is the only thing that's allowing me to get through it without a queasy stomach.
Again, no whimsy.
Yeah.
Damn, no whimsy.
The adulthood is beating me down. I won't lie, but we can talk about that more later. Let's talk about some real whimsy hours. Something that does have me very excited. Official Hearts of Steel figures. Let's fucking go.
I'm kind of interested in the Prime one just because I like the idea of Prime being a train. That just always like been a cool like concept. That just like yeah. Okay.
What were the fucking Hearts of Steel ones that Vangelis reviewed like forever ago?
Those were third-party figures. They were by a company called Mastermind Creations, and that line was called the Night Morphers.
Because I remember like there was a lot of parts on that were like weird, thin, fiddly. These look a lot more solid.
Yeah. The big difference between these and the third-party ones is the third-party ones gave Prime. I can't remember if he had the trailer in the comic or not, or like the cold box in the comic. but I know he didn't have a lance and a shield in the comic, and the third party toy invented that. And I saw some people getting uppity that like there's no coal box or lance or shield with this prime, and I'm like, okay, but do you really want to pay another $20 just for that?
Well, so my problem with that is like if that's what we'd have to do, because like that doesn't look like what it's supposed to. That doesn't look good.
I don't think it looks bad though.
I mean, like
He's just a little guy.
yeah, but like Bumblebee looks like a better train mode, and Bumblebee's mode's supposed to be squat. That one just doesn't look right. It was a bit more distinct. It was a little bit more Astro Train, but more of like one piece. I'm trying to find a good shot of
Well,
it
well,
because
technically,
Bumblebee's
Prime
was
had a coal
teeny.
box before Astro Train ever did, which is funny.
It's just like some like man, I love this. I love the Starscream there. I feel like I'm gonna end up only getting one because like the, it's a fucking
Well, it's a
Optimus
2-pack.
Prime train. It should
It's,
be a
I
heavy,
think
massive
I think
Prime.
they're shorter. I think they're smaller just in general, like figures.
I think they both probably have to fit into a specific price point.
Yeah.
Because these are 2 sets of 2-packs that are going to be released exclusively on Hasbro Pulse. So,
I think the Prime or the Megatron and Bumblebee one is like a
oh yeah,
must-have.
Megatron and that Megatron legit has the most goth daddy energy I have ever seen on a fucking robot toy, and I love it.
Actually, looking at all these Hearts of Steel, I haven't read the comic, but I might pick these up.
I was legit trying to see if they had a copy at the comic shop today, and no cigar.
Yeah. Like, if not, I'll just do what I did with the Beast Wars 2 early figures and just make up my own lore, so whatever.
But yeah, it's annoying because like I've been trying to build a fairly homogenous one of each character collection the last couple of years, but I'm also like part of not being a content creator anymore is I'm trying to let go of having stupid rules like that. So I think I might be in for both these sets. Just because
Yeah.
like I'm a stupid I like Thomas as an adult guy, so fucking train
And
transformers,
Tokuger.
let's
And
go.
Tokuger.
Yeah, Tokuger is fucking goated.
I mean, legit, I saw some people go like that Optimus Prime looks like it could be retooled into Thomas real fucking easy.
Yeah.
It's just like the Megatron looks like the Megatron. The Bumblebee,
The
it
Bumblebee
almost
really looks just like that third party toy from a couple years back.
yeah, it almost feels like when I look at that Bumblebee figure, I think that that's how the Optimus Prime's legs, because like that is just like a very thin man. Like I don't know, like
I think
you see the
mainly
mightiness
the
of that
angle you're
Prime.
seeing them at. They probably look better when they're dead on.
That Starscream looks excellent, but like
Mhm.
that
It's also just interesting because, like, the Megatron looks like a pretty straight translation of that concept art. It's never had a toy before. There was no third party of it.
yeah.
Bumblebee looks just like the third party toy that was made of it. Starscream kind of looks like the Night Morpher they made of it, with a few minor modifications. And Prime is a fairly heavy departure, but I don't think it looks bad.
I really like the
It's
Prime. That's what sold me on this like mini line.
for me, it's just more of the fact that like neither train mode nor or robot mode for that Prime feels like what I would think of a traditional like full size train Optimus Prime would, because he'd be bigger than a regular Prime. Like he would be massive. Bumblebee's like a little like teeny baby train in the comics. He's like significantly smaller than Prime is on the track. Um, but I don't know. It just honestly it feels to me like the scaling between the two, if it was swapped, it would look right in a way. But then maybe they wouldn't look right together. I don't know how big this one is next to other things.
Mhm.
It does also kind of look like the wheels are supposed to fold backwards. But yeah, it's like they just cut the whole ass of that train off and made it teenier. Again, like I said, I'm gonna probably grab that Megatron and Bumblebee 2-pack and be happy with it because I've always wanted to see that Megatron as like a toy.
Yeah, that's a sick
Yeah.
Megatron.
Also, I just want to say, because I think that's the last of the important reveals, they did some name onlys, but there's not much to say about that except it'll
Jimmy John.
probably look cool. I deplore how I've kind of led this conversation, almost like I fell right back into my old rhythm. I feel gross right now.
Everyone laugh at the content creator.
You can
No, don't call me that slur.
You can take the man out of the podcast, but you can't take the podcast out of the man.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Oh,
Hey,
those
life
communications today.
sometimes you just want to lead a conversation. Sometimes you just want to talk about very specific things.
Yeah, I've done it before. Yeah.
Do we want to hear about my food poisoning story?
Hell yeah.
Sure, let's do that.
I went
I'll
to
build a
Palm
blokey
Coast.
while you do that.
I went to Palm Coast to see my beloved friend Delta,
Oh, hell yeah.
and I
Oh my
arrived
God,
there
it's
at
Wheeljack.
11:30. At 11:40, we decided to go to Taco Bell at the corner. I got the Lux Cravings box,
Mhm.
and for the next 6 hours, instead of spending any kind of time with my friend, I was puking in the bathroom, having some of the most violent and painful puking sessions that I've ever had to experience. And then I drove back home and went back to work the next. Actually no, I took the next day off. So, but it was lame and it sucked and I hated it.
I mean,
But it was nice to
sometimes
see my
that's just
friend.
life.
It is what it is.
Damn.
It's like rain on your wedding day.
It was our
It's-
wedding day.
It's not that ironic. No. Life is just what it is. And sometimes sometimes it's shit, sometimes it ain't, and you just gotta roll with the punches.
Yeah, been experimenting with some new video formats and just scripts. Some of some of these videos are gonna take a bit, but I'm happy of where it's going right now.
Is the line going up?
No,
You're not winning, son?
I mean, I don't know. It's YouTube shit's weird right now. I don't know. I'll when I get more of a concrete feel of how this year is gonna function, I'll tell you more. But yeah.
YouTube's in a transitional period of, is TikTok gonna die and let us continue to be relevant or not?
I didn't even use TikTok that much. So it's
Yeah. I don't know.
I
I'm
never once downloaded or opened TikTok, and I'm very proud of that.
Oh, congratulations. Look at this fancy man.
I think I've said it before. I legitimately just had to stop because it was hacking that part of the brain of dopamine where
Yeah.
I would just sit there and then I would look out the window and light was coming through and I was like, oh shit, I did not realize how much time had passed.
I imagine it is very dangerous for an ADHD person.
Yeah, that's why I had to fucking stop. No. You know what I've been thinking about? Just diving in a little bit more, sticking my toes into some of the indie web, making Neo cities, you know?
Yeah, I've been wanting to
I
make
was gonna
Neo
guess
Cities.
Crop
It's just
Maga, but that's cool too.
Neo Cities I want to make. It just I don't know. I can't get my head around that UI sometimes.
I mean, you just gotta learn HTML.
I guess that's so I have to learn a coding language. Oh, that's why I haven't been able to.
Yeah.
I have to do nerd shit? No, thank you.
Learn HTML, learn CSS.
CS:GO.
Maybe later.
Bomb Planet.
SEO, and bingo was his name-o.
Yeah. I mean, I technically used Python when we made the visual novel sim.
That's true.
Here's the thing. I don't know Python. I know the dependencies Renpei uses with Python. That's what I know.
I forgot about that too. That's like double stuff. I don't want to be associated with that anymore. Wrestling and content creator. Ugh.
Here's the thing. I have been interested in getting back into wrestling, and I think the big reason why I haven't just actually sat down and watched it is because I'm still subscribed to wrestling journalists and subreddits, and it's just scum and slop, and I don't like it. So I think if I just unsubscribe to all that shit, I can actually enjoy wrestling.
Yeah, I know my friend's been really getting back into it recently. So
I haven't watched any wrestling videos in probably 6 months, but honestly, the thing that killed wrestling for me is literally just CM Punk showing his ass. Just that moment where it was like, oh, this guy who I thought was a bastion of integrity for the industry is also a giant piece of shit. All right, I'm going to have a hard time believing any of these people are good anymore.
Yeah.
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is these nuts.
Also,
him,
Boingo,
kids.
did you hear the Capcom Fighting Collection 2 got a release date?
Oh, yeah. When is it?
May.
I'm gonna fucking have to buy that.
It's $40, and you get new arrangements of the Capcom vs. SNK 2, Project Justice, and Power Stone.
Fuck, dude. You don't have to sell it to me more. I'm already gonna fucking
Yeah,
get it.
exactly. That's how do you think I felt watching that trailer?
How's that check from Capcom feel in your bank account right now, Buster?
Man, I wish I was a Capcom partner. I wish I was.
So in response to that sizing on Leo Kaiser and Devastator, Devastator is bigger.
Kind of.
It is
Leo
farther
Kaiser-
behind. You
Shoulder to
gotta,
shoulder.
Standing 100% straight.
Pretty shoulder and shoulder.
Yeah, but like look at the mass of shoulder.
Yeah.
All that is wings. And then you look at Devastator, and that's 1, 2, 3,
That's more
4
crumpled up
figures.
boy per boy.
That's more. He's just overall thicker. But am I not mistaken on half the price?
Not half. It's like I want to say like $100, maybe $80 less, because I think it's 2 Voyagers, 2 Deluxes, and a Commander set. So that's 35, 25, 25, and then 90. And then Leo Kaiser is 300. I don't know. I'm a little drunk. I can't do math right now.
This is just half of this podcast is me laughing at Simeon's misfortune.
Yeah.
damn.
That's all we
I think
gotta
you guys
do.
should just keep me around as a court jester from now on.
You aren't that already?
Wow.
I mean, we try not to beat the dead horse too much.
Yeah.
We wouldn't want to.
You don't want to beat a dead horse off.
Yeah, that's just gross.
That's pretty good.
Is it pretty good?
Yeah, I did
That-
say so.
Is that what you think?
That is definitely what I think.
Is that how you blink?
Blink 182?
Oh, you beat me to it. You beat me to it. I'm so upset.
I don't even
Where
know.
are you?
I don't even know any songs by that band. I just know their name.
You probably know some.
They're,
Yeah,
uh,
probably
Here,
Radiohead.
let's see how far we've come, right?
Yeah,
What?
let's see how far we go. Okay, you know what's a YouTube thumbnail genre I hate? Like, even if the
YouTube
video's good,
thumbnails.
well, that, but like, I'm just sorry, I need to get this off my chest. Like,
Get it.
YouTube thumbnails where
Go off.
you see like Zoomer/millennial sit like standing around like and things, and then the subject of the I don't know, something about that just pisses me off. Where they're making like a snarky face or like a oh here we go again.
You
or
mean
some bullshit.
classic YouTube thumbnail that always gets parodied?
It's not quite. It's not the face. It's like their whole. It's like you can see their face and their whole body, just like with like a drink or some bullshit like that. I don't know. It just
We have some examples.
think of like the old Sarah Zett thumbnails. Think of like that, but
I don't know
like
who that
done
is.
worse.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Nope.
I don't necessarily think those are bad, but like I can see how they would get grading for you.
Yeah. It's not necessarily like a bad style. It's just like a personal grading. It's just personally grading. Like, and I'm not saying like all those thumbnails are like bad. Like some of them are pretty good, but like some of them just get like there's it just gets like man, can we vary up the styles here?
So I just saw this. It's a brand new Doom plush.
Doom. No!
Oh no!
No!
I don't get the joke.
At the end
That's
of
just
Doom, the demons kill Doom Guy's pet bunny, Daisy, and that's why Doom 2 happens.
Well, that's just rude.
And this is like they show it on the pike in Doom 2, I think.
No, technically this is after that is shown after in the episode that was released to hype up Doom 2. So yeah. That's what it is. They made Doom 1, which was 3 episodes, then they made Doom 2, and then they made a 4th episode for Doom 1 to kind of promote Doom 2.
Wait,
And
is this
that's what
like DOS era Doom or is this reboot?
DOS.
era Doom?
DOS. This is OG
Okay.
Doom.
Okay.
OG Doom. But Daisy has been like a reoccurring thing. Like,
yeah, reoccurring motif.
because in 2016 Doom, 2016 Doom or Doom Eternal, I can't remember which one. There is like a portrait of Doom Guy holding Daisy in his arms.
I think that's Eternal.
That's Eternal.
Yeah, it's in the very starting area, I believe.
Oh yeah, it's in his man cave.
Of course, Doom Guy has a man cave.
It's just
I mean,
his home.
Yeah, it's just funny to call it that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have a leg to stand on because I'm basically living in a giant man cave now.
I was about to say.
Oh, tell us about your new man cave.
Yeah, you haven't
Oh.
talked about it.
Yeah, because this happened between the last time I was on and now. I moved out of my mom's house because some personal shit that I'd rather not get into was going down.
As usual.
And I just decided, I noticed a cycle last time this was happening, and it doesn't feel like we're doing anything to correct this, even though I brought it up then. And currently we're doing like a complete, even more complete than we would usually do, remodel on an apartment at the complex I work at. And I can move in there with my employee discount, and also because I'm an employee, they will spread the rent payment over 2 paychecks, and I won't even have to think about paying rent because they'll just prorate it out of there. And I went over the cost analysis of multiple things a couple times, and I was like, yeah, I can just barely afford to live on my own in this apartment and be able to get groceries and gas and occasionally nice things. So I'm fucking piecing out. And I did that right at the start of the year. Well, not right at the start. It was like halfway through January. And I've been in here about a month now, and honestly, it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. Because yes, financially things are starting to get a little tight. Actually, as of this week, I've noticed like, got to be a little more careful. But everything has just flowed so much easier than it used to, and a lot of my life is like the same as it's always been, but without interruptions for bullshit. And I get to decide when I want to engage with said bullshit. The biggest hurdle and adjustment honestly was just getting my dog used to the new environment. Especially because um the apartment I'm in is right next to the maintenance shop, which I have to go into a couple times during the day when I'm at work to get like equipment and stuff. And so she can hear me in there, and I guess she just knows my footsteps by sound or something. Because when I was in there and she was in here in her cage, because it's during the day, um I'd hear her whining from inside the shop because she thinks like, oh, he's right there, why isn't he coming and letting me out so I can go for a walk? Turns out the solution to that was just stop putting her in her cage during the day. Because the whole reason I got a cage for her anyway was because my mom and my sister kept accidentally letting her out. um and here it's like the breezeways have self-closing doors. So even if she gets out of the apartment before I can hook her up, there's still a good chance she's not going to get out. So I'm not as worried about it, especially because I'm pretty much the only one coming and going here. But yeah, other than that, it's been pretty decent. I'm just trying to get a good routine nailed down, and I think I'm about there. Just have to get a little bit better at sticking to the plan on weekends, because I I'll always like set out with a few things in mind, and then inevitably at least one of those things won't get done, and we'll have to get put off till either Sunday or next weekend. Like literally, I was planning to do my taxes today, and then I just overslept a little and then got distracted with something during the afternoon, and then suddenly it was dinner time, and I was like, well, I guess that's not getting done till tomorrow morning.
And tomorrow you'll wake up and it'll be the end of time.
Either that, or it will actually be a day and I'll actually have to either ask Emperor Musk for money or pay tribute to him. I don't know, we'll see.
Nasty.
Very
Yeah,
nasty.
but things be things.
Yeah.
Things be rings.
I watched some movies.
Ooh, what movie? What's the best one you've watched recently?
Probably Shaft 1971.
Nice.
Whoa.
Yeah, like that was a really fun one. Like kind of ends a bit abruptly, but the ending is so good that I don't care.
I've only seen the Sam Jackson Shaft.
Ooh, that one. I've heard not great things about that one.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it was just kind of an average movie.
Yeah, like this one, like they go above and beyond with like the acting and the presentation and the music especially. The music just goes really hard in that film.
Have you watched much blaxploitation before Shaft, Buster?
I think this is my first one. I think literally the reason me and my friends decided to watch it is just because we haven't done so yet. So
that's fair. That wasn't a judgment question. It was just more like, hey,
I know. Yeah, I'm trying to vary up what kind of movies I watch. I'm always trying to vary up what movies I watch, but just this year especially, I just want to like make sure I get like one of the more niche hits.
Yeah.
And shit. What else? Also saw the Super Infrared Man. Like for
that's a
the
hood
first
classic.
Yeah. I saw that for my birthday because it's like I needed a Toku movie to watch for my birthday, so I just decided screw it. I've been always wanted to watch that, and it was a really cool like combination of like Hong Kong cinema sensibilities and Tokusatsu sensibilities. It really tickled my brain in all the right ways. Just really fun movie. And then I also rewatched Spaceballs to show it to someone for the first time. Which yeah, Spaceballs also rules. Surprise, surprise! One of the cool, funniest science fiction parodies rules.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Exactly, yeah. I think what also I just like about Spaceballs, like maybe this is just a me thing, they're just legit cool concepts in it. They're just like legitimately like cool shit in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my Transformers crossovers Mega Made.
Oh, you're never getting it. Because apparently Boy, do you know about the thing about Spaceballs in the merch?
No.
Okay, well actually, I get to tell Boingo something. George Lucas said like back in the old time, like they can make Spaceballs, but they can't make any merchandise of it, which a merchandise joke went so far in that movie. Because it's like, here's a bunch of stuff you can't buy.
You know what?
And we'll never be able to.
That is fair on George Lucas. He is basically going like, hey, yo, make the movie. I want the movie to exist. But like, this is the main financial backing for a lot of these projects. Don't jeopardize it.
Yeah.
And Mel Brooks was like, understood. We'll make a joke about it, but that's about it.
Yeah, like,
you know what? That's not a bad thing to happen, you know?
Yeah, it's very fun. Like, and it just, especially because in the movie, the gag escalates, like, in the background so much that it's like, you get, like, we go from just the flamethrowers to freaking towels in the background and toilets and shit. It's great.
I think there were some Spaceballs toys back in the day, but they were like 1986 Transformers with like Spaceballs logos slapped on them.
Probably. Maybe it's like a different thing. I don't know.
I think I remember hearing that once, but I am also drunk.
I could have sworn I've also seen Spaceballs toilet paper.
Yeah, honestly, like, I was, like, the reason I mentioned that, like, well, not, like, is because it's, like, I feel like nowadays, like, I was surprised, like, with all the, like, nerd shit you see at, like, Walmart and Target, I was surprised, like, I haven't seen any Spaceballs kinds of those, like, and I was like, oh, then my friend told me about that, and I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. That's interesting, like, this probably just says something more about, like, how Mel Brooks is as a,
licensor?
Not licensor, as just
businessman.
Fuck off! Let me finish my sentence. As an artist, that he is not wrapped up in the whole licensing nerd culture Funko Pop bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Mel Brooks. What a real one. Moment of silence for Mel Brooks, everybody.
He's still alive right now.
Oh.
He's just very old.
Yeah, he worked on like a thing. Like I remember, like during the pandemic, he and his
Mel Brooks still alive, but Rodney Dangerfield is dead.
Well, people just build different.
Because like, if it was any worse, I could definitely see like a Gene Wilder, Young Frankenstein Funko Pop. You know?
Yeah. I still need to watch that movie. It's honestly like the big Mel Brooks movie I've really watched is like his appearance in the Muppet movie.
So fucking good.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Like I want to get more into those parody movies before Freeberg and Seltzer ruined parody movies forever.
Actually, you know what? I just thought about it. Young Frankenstein might make you really uncomfortable, Buster, because there's a lot of sex jokes in that.
Dude, that's not. Oh my god. No, I'm actually more pissed that you think that. Like, I'm actually more pissed that you
change your perception, buddy.
I already do. I already have. I just don't talk about it because that's like an internal thing. Like I just oh my god, I can handle sex jokes. The problem is I just don't like bad ones. When bad ones happen, I get really ticked off. And
You
unfortunately,
know what you should watch before Young
what?
Frankenstein? Blazing Saddles.
You gotta make like a
That's also
really
been.
eloquent analysis explaining that in exacting detail for everybody.
Oh my god,
And
yeah.
by everybody, I mean me.
Okay. Well, the point is, whatever. I don't need to explain myself to anyone.
Of course
Uh,
you do.
but yeah, I was watching right before this call. I started watching the first few minutes of Mad Mad World with some friends, but then I had to leave
Ooh.
because podcast. That's a really interesting movie so far. Really funny. It's basically just One Piece, but comedy.
Like One Piece isn't comedic.
No, well, yeah, but more of 1960s American comedy.
Yeah, I'm busting your balls, Buster.
Yeah, no, but you're right. I should have elaborated on that more instead of just it's comedy. Oh, whatever. Yeah, but Mad Mad World's really. I'm gonna finish that up probably tomorrow on my own time because it's on Tubi. So
Yeah, to be or not to be.
yeah, Tubi's a great service. It has everything on it.
I'm gonna have to remind myself how Hulu works tomorrow.
Why?
I haven't used it in like 2 years, but it's the only service we have that the Super Bowl is streaming on, and I'm going over to
Tubi's
my
on
mom's place to watch
Super Bowl's gonna
Super
be
Bowl.
on. Super Bowl's gonna be on Tubi. From what I
But there'll
understand.
be ad breaks every 2 friggin' minutes, and it's not going to be the real Super Bowl ads. It's going to be fucking Dawn Dish soap.
Fair.
Plus,
Shout
like,
out to our
I pay
sponsor,
for
Dawn Dish
Hulu,
Soap.
so I should probably fucking use it.
Fair.
And there's also probably they may not have the halftime show.
And the
Why
halftime
not?
show is the only reason I'm watching.
The halftime show may be heavily rights things,
Yeah.
and Tubi might not have the rights to it.
True, but
It's considered like a different thing than the Super Bowl itself.
I'm very excited for the halftime show. I hope. Hey, future me, is the halftime show any good? It probably will be at least 7 out of 10. Probably. It's Kendrick. I'm always gonna enjoy the music.
Kung Fu Kenny.
Know what I've been doing? I've been just rewatching Randy Feltface specials.
Yeah.
I love Randy.
Yeah, I was doing that I think towards the end of last year. I was just watching through all his specials that are up on YouTube.
Specifically the ones with Sammy J.
I haven't watched those yet. I think we established this last podcast where it's I've watched his a more modern solo stuff. I still need to watch his older collaborative stuff.
Because Randy Feltface has a bit of a growing popularity in America with his current things, right?
Yeah.
But he's had a long ass fucking career in Australia.
Yeah. I do want to get into his older stuff. I just need to find the time.
That's good. Ben Knight is a particularly favorite of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
How correct grammar of you.
Grammar.
I've also it's just here's the thing. There's big things happening, but a lot of it's hard I did a deep clean of my living space. I can't show you. I can't it's just I got a new shelf and a new desk. It makes a noise. Here you go. Here's the noise.
Pretty sure
everybody.
you could actually show those things.
Yeah, just put them on the podcast visual on YouTube.
On you poop.
Put it as a tiny JPEG and make it bounce around the screen for the entirety of the podcast.
That's a bit much.
I wish there was a plugin for DaVinci that you could just give it a PNG or a JPEG and it will automatically bounce it around the screen.
Yeah, like the freaking Windows thingy. Windows.
I don't know how to go about making that, but I would love to see it one day.
You know what else?
What else?
I think the Fantastic Four is going to be a great movie because it's about family, and that's what makes it so powerful.
Shut up.
Jesus Christ!
Speaking of movies, actually, in the I hope not.
I was referencing a clip of Carrie Fisher promoting The Last Jedi.
I was making a joke about family.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
It's also a joke relating to Vin Diesel movies. Family.
It's a family picture.
Yeah, family. I was gonna say, Simeon, since the last time you've gotten into the Sonic the Hedgehog movie series, how's that?
Yeah, I got the flu, and I decided on the couple of days I couldn't go to work, I was just gonna open Paramount Plus and put on all this live action Sonic content. And I guess I'm slightly Sonic pilled now because I didn't not like them.
Good on you. Good on you
Yes,
finding
I
something and
did watch
enjoying
the
it.
Knuckles show, and the Knuckles show was one of the best things in the whole franchise. Fuck you.
That's a
Episode 4 is funny. Everything else is hit and miss.
I think Boingo would really like the Knuckles show because it's just a direct homage to fucking Dodgeball.
really.
Yeah,
It
it's just dodgeball, but the sport is bowling, and it's about a guy trying to defeat his deadbeat dad.
Dodge was an underrated comedy classic.
I
Mhm.
watched a few minutes of it like in school, and I was like, "What is this?" I don't know. Maybe I'll if I watch the
Go
full thing,
back
I'll like
and
it.
listen to the 2001 hit Analytical Fanboys episode.
I think I started listening to that, but I then got busy. So I've been
Go back
re-listening
and
to a
get
bunch.
unbusy.
Yeah, I should. But like I've been re-listening to a bunch of older modular podcasts just to like recapture some memories or just remind myself of stuff. So I probably will.
You know the first time I ever heard that term?
What?
The fucking Incredibles. You married Elastigirl and got busy?
Damn.
It was popular in like 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah, but I was a
Like,
baby.
Oh, you were Bobby?
Yeah.
Damn. Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be me either.
Who could it be, though? We need to find
You,
them.
I guess.
We need to recruit them. We need to make them part of the initiative bullshit.
Whatever.
Well, we could go
Well,
ask
yeah,
Shaggy. Do you get
yeah,
the
but
joke?
Simeon, what did you think of the movies? Like you talked about the Knuckles show, but you didn't mention the movies, the big money makers.
The
I
Sonic
did not hate
one.
'em.
Sonic one is perfectly fine, perfectly serviceable. Sonic 2 is pretty fun, pretty neat. Sonic 3 is legitimately a great little not not trying to be bigger than it needs to be, but just perfectly on pitch with what it should be summer blockbuster.
Yeah. Honestly, like I was talking to this like when I first saw. I'm not gonna don't say any spoilers because Cody still hasn't seen them, and I know he's a big Sonic guy. Uh, well, both that and Big the Cat. But like
Froggy.
Froggy. Yeah, I was like when I watched Sonic 3, it kind of felt like the second version of watching a Marvel movie like opening night because it was just that's I don't know. I feel like that it just kind of like I mean, of course Marvel movies are still like going. I'm not saying they're like oh they're done and like people are still gonna get they're gonna
I will
switch back
say
over.
I'm legitimately excited for Sonic 4 now, knowing what they've teased out for it.
Yeah, like I'm like 2027. Yeah, can't
Mhm.
wait.
That
Early
being
2027.
said, I still refuse to engage with any other Sonic media.
I'll gift you Shadow Generations on Steam one day.
No, I'll never play it. I am going to be that guy who only knows Sonic from the live action movies.
Not even Sonic X? Oh, wait, no, you hate Whimsy. Never mind.
I never caught Sonic X on I didn't even know about it until it was like well out of the current zeitgeist.
That's the only way that I know that Sonic is the quickest hedgehog around.
I like Tails. He's my favorite. He's
That
a
was
little
good.
he's
Yeah.
a little guy who just likes fun and gadgets.
Yeah,
Then you definitely love Sonic X.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
I
saying.
also know Tails' game backstory because I read the book Console Wars when I was in my teens, and they recount the whole like story of Sonic and Tails' creation, and I was like, "That's fucking amazing."
Yeah. And I also like the fact that they actually got Tails' game voice for the movie. For the movies. That just adds like I don't know, something about that just makes me happy.
Yeah. I mean, the rest of the cast is star-studded, but like,
Yeah, either star-studded or comedy actors.
I mean, having not seen any other Sonic media, like I could take or leave the Shadow and Sonic voice actors, but I could never imagine anybody else voicing Tails than the game voice actor or Knuckles than Idris Elba. Like I'm
Idris
just like, yeah,
Elba-
that's what that little red thing sounds like. That's perfect.
Idris Elba does, I wouldn't say copy game actor voices, but he is kind of evoking the same things that they evoke, you know?
Yeah, like it's a very different voice than because like one of the Knuckles' voice actors in the past was Dan Green, and it's way different than like a Dan Green voice, for example. But it still like evokes like the feeling of Knuckles, you know?
I did also like watch one review of Sonic Free that also talked about the other two movies. Because it had come out like just before I decided to do this, and it was by a channel that like I I liked for other reasons, but I also knew they were into Sonic, so I was like, oh, I should see what their opinions on these movies are. And they were very pointed about like they don't like movie Knuckles because they don't like the himboification of Knuckles. And like Knuckles used to be like classically badass, but because Shadow exists and Shadow is more the badass character now, Knuckles has to be more of a himbo. And I'm like, well, I only know Knuckles as a himbo, but I also like having watched the Knuckles show, I feel like he can do both.
Yeah.
Yeah. The big thing is, I'm sure you've noticed, Sim, but Sonic takes a lot from Dragon Ball.
Yeah, and Knuckles is just Piccolo at this
Knuckles is
point.
Piccolo, but Shadow is Vegeta. And Vegeta was always like, oh, he's so cool and badass. But that was Piccolo before, you know?
Yeah.
Mm.
So just, you know. I don't know.
And-
I don't know where the fuller critique of it can come in, but like that's always why like my vibe with the characters, and it's like I understand where people
And
come
even
from.
then, there's been worse himbo Knuckles in the past. Like Sonic Boom just made him an idiot, like with like just pure idiot, and that was well. There was some funny moments. It just kind of felt like, oh, you don't know what to do with this character, don't you? Luckily, Frontiers and the other like in the movies have really like redeemed him in the modern age. So
Yeah. So we know two of the characters that are going to be popping up in 4, but what is as your like more mainstream Sonic fan opinion? What is your over under that we're going to get more of Shadow's supporting cast in Sonic?
I know Shadow will probably appear in Sonic
Mhm.
because they are already put the genie out of the bottle with him in the movies. So
I've heard a lot of people say they really want Rouge to show up.
I think she will, but people are gonna be pissed because they're gonna have to tweak her design.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not gonna like, and that's always the thing with her. They're always gonna have to do some shit with her design.
Yeah, they're
Rouge
already
is
like
is the one character in Sonic that's very explicitly like, oh, this is for furries.
yeah, and also like they already tweaked her design in Prime, so
Yeah.
so it's nothing new. Man, if Omega does come in the movies, I'll actually be pretty happy. But like, I'll also be kind of ticked because we kind of skipped over Gamma from Adventure.
Actually, you know what I would really like for Sonic 4?
What?
Make most of the movie a plot with Sonic and credit scene character off in space getting to know each other, fighting some evil thing. And then like the B plot is just cutting back to Earth with the Wachowskis and Tails trying to make Shadow more adjusted to humanity.
Yeah.
See,
We might
that
also
feels
get
more like
another
a
Paramount.
mini series. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like they already said they
Hmm.
want to do another Paramount Plus mini. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like again, it's just very much like yeah. Like I'm pretty satisfied with like I'm not really like that looking. I mean, I am looking forward to the new stuff. I'm just like I'm pretty just satisfied with what we have now from the movie series.
Also, like, yes, ACAB, but also I'm very happy James Marsden is getting nice big checks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was literally listening to an episode where you were.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Buster disappeared.
Buster had to mute.
We'll never know what I was like.
No, okay, so I was re-listening to the Deadpool and Wolverine episode, and I remember you wanting James Marsden to be in that movie as Cyclops.
Yeah, I just wanted him in one scene. I feel like James Marsden got such a bad treatment as Cyclops.
Yeah.
He could have done a really good job.
The Fox movies are part of the reasons everybody thought Cyclops was boring for so long. And then 97 comes around and goes like, oh shit, Cyclops is badass? It's like, yeah, he's always has been. What the fuck have you been?
Mhm. That and also like comics since I want to say the mid 2000s have been making a very good case for him.
Yeah.
But nobody reads comics.
We
Except
read
Nobody
comics.
reads.
The massive crowd of people that were at the comic book store today because it was their annual sale.
Yeah. No.
Readings for wieners.
Legitimately, Cyclops has had so many good badass moments in the X-Men refresh that they've been doing. Like he literally goes, "I will start a cold war if you do not fucking stop hunting mutants. What do you think would happen if I dropped Juggernaut on the White House? I am not kidding. Back the fuck off. And it's fucking badass.
My God.
So good.
Also, that's something we can mention. I was DMing you the other day because I found a comic book cover where Magic and Sonic, or Magic and Sonic, Magic and Cyclops are against one of those like criminal size chart things.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, are these their actual heights? Because I didn't realize, first of all, I'm taller than Magic. Second of all, Cyclops is a fucking giant.
Yeah.
I always thought he was like a regular man.
He's that's only like 6'4", 6'3". It's not that
Yeah,
bad.
but that's like a full head and a half taller than me.
But are you average height?
I'm average height for a woman.
His words, not ours, folks.
His words, not ours.
I don't know. It doesn't bother me that much. However, if a woman says like, "Oh, I won't date you if you're not taller than me," then I'm instantly going to dismiss her as a person.
Yeah, well, she immediately dismissed you as a person, so.
Yeah, this is tit for tat. Exactly.
Why? I mean, tattoos on tits is one thing, you know.
Not really something I find attractive, but it's your body. You do what you want.
Buster, you doing okay?
Yeah, just people need to sleep soon, so I think we should wrap it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We want to wrap it up?
That's fair.
Yes.
I also have upstairs neighbors now, so I should probably be more considerate. I don't know. I don't feel like I've gotten that loud tonight.
No, you haven't gotten that loud.
Yeah, just people. I live with multiple people in one house, so you know.
Oh my god. One house in the middle of the
our
street.
one
One house.
One love.
That's a good
one
song.
life.
Bungo.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm gonna plug my stuff
man.
real quick, and then I'm
Plug your
gonna
shit,
leave.
and then plug your shit, leave, and then we'll plug our shit.
All right, hi, I'm Buster Corp. I do videos on my YouTube, but I'm also going to be starting a brand new podcast here on Modular. It's going to be very exciting. I'll have more details for you like next week. Maybe an episode will be out in between this week and next week's components. We will see. So yeah, get excited. But if you want to find me and my solo stuff, you can find it at the Buster Corp channel where I do all sorts of dumb video essays, question mark stuff. So yeah.
I mean, you can start copying me and just call them video editorials.
True. Anyway, see ya.
Editorial.
So tell the people where they can find you.
Hi, I'm Simeon. Yeah, Bluesky. I got one of those. You want to go follow me? It's at simeonscott.bsky.social. I haven't posted like dio photography in a while. I want to get back to it. It's on the to-do list. It's just, I have my own place now, so there's a lot more big boy stuff I got to do day to day. But it is coming, so go follow me on Instagram for however long Instagram is still a usable app. I think that's just at Simeon Scott on Instagram. I don't fucking know.
I know there's a Fediverse version of Instagram there that's trying to get some traction.
Yeah, if that ever actually takes off, I might just switch to there as quick as possible, but we'll see.
Yeah. The Fediverse is a whole fucking can of worms, and it's just a little bit of a headache, but whatever.
I have a Tumblr. You can follow me on Tumblr. I mostly just repost other cool shit I've found.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. What is the URL? It is what it is. Go find it.
Good job. Congratulations.
Cody, I used to be trying to do this for a living, folks.
Cody, you want to tell the people where they can find you?
Snowcone83.bluesky.whatever and never_robot on Instagram.
Hell yeah. And I'm Boingo Writer. You can find me on a variety of places. On Bluesky, Boingo Writer, on Twitch at /Boingo Writer, and on YouTube at Boingo Writer. And this has been Modular Components. Hi, hope you enjoyed it. Did you like this podcast? Cool. We're glad we put a lot of effort into it. as you can tell. So if you liked it, go onto YouTube, leave us a like and a comment on it. Subscribe to the channel so you can see podcasts like this and many more coming soon, including a brand new Tokusatsu podcast hosted by our own Buster. And you can also follow this podcast on whatever podcast platform of your choice. Just make sure to do that. Spread the word. Tell people about our shit if you think they like it. That's always cool. That's always fun. I hope you do good. I hope you are doing well. Do you guys have anything else you would like to say?
Never.
Damn.
_ robot.
Oh my god. You did it. You cracked the code.